Early this month, some of the tenants on Lotis Tower in Nakasero alerted the National Buildings Regulatory Board that the building has structural defects, and some feared it would collapse soon. In response, the National Buildings Regulatory Body issued a statement ordering for the evacuation of all occupants on the said building as investigations into the structural integrity of the building commenced.
So we advised the contractor to stop what they're doing and make sure that they follow the right procedure. The regulator, the authority visited, there will be nothing to check against what has been recommended. So in the case that there is nothing recommended on ground or paper, then what are you inspecting? There is nothing to check. Yeah, so we advise them that the contractor needs to do the assessment for the entire building.
According to the National Buildings Regulatory Board, most of the concrete columns on the building had big cracks, causing fears that it would collapse any time. When we visited the building, we found engineers doing inspections on most of the columns that had cracks. Kenneth Magembe, the structural civil engineer for the building, confirms that indeed there are cracks on a few of the columns, but this does not mean that it is collapsing.
So what we did was to move around the entire building to ascertain the state of the other columns, and all the other columns are okay. Apart from about 3 columns in the basement where we saw some fatigue cracks, and so we said as a precautionary measure, as we find out exactly what happened up and what is happening down, let us go ahead and remedy this by repairing.
Magembe adds that as engineers of a 14-level building, they are doing the best to investigate the cause of these fatigue cracks and are hopeful that in the next 10 days they will have gotten the scientific report on the cracks. He, however, dispels fears that the building is at the verge of collapsing, as alleged by some sections of the public.
The public shouldn't panic, because from a structural point of view, if a building is to collapse, it would have showed it's progressively it shows failure, and for it to collapse, there is no way that can happen without us arresting it. So as it is right now, with the remedial measures being conducted, the building is not going to collapse, and it's safe.
Lotis building houses several government offices at the 14-story building, including the Judicial Service Commission. Currently, investigations on the cause of the cracks are still underway by both the National Buildings Regulatory Body and the site engineers, as well as the contractors, who include Rocco Construction Limited.
Download the app on App Store or Google Play Store now. Vision Digital Experience, the future of media.